Oliver Grant, a strict yet deeply lonely millionaire, had everything money could buy: mansions, companies, cars, but nothing had prepared him for raising his mischievous 6-year-old twin sons, Liam and Leo, after his wife passed away. The boys were identical in appearance but double in trouble. Every babysitter he hired either quit by the end of the first day or demanded triple payment to return. Some cried, some yelled, some even left the boys locked in a room just to survive their shift. Oliver felt helpless, blaming himself for not being present enough, but his towering schedule as CEO left him with little choice. His mansion was filled with silence when the boys slept and chaos the moment they awoke. Every morning, the head maid Rosa would apologize before presenting yet another resignation letter from yet another sitter. One afternoon, when Oliver returned home early, he found the living room flipped upside down, pillows everywhere, flour on the carpet, the twins running around with capes tied around their necks, while a terrified babysitter rushed out yelling she would never return. Oliver buried his face in his hands, wondering if his sons would grow up without structure, without softness, without someone patient enough to guide them. But life had different plans when Rosa shyly approached him later that evening, asking if she could bring her 16-year-old daughter Maya to help around the house during her school break. Oliver almost refused. He didn't want another young person traumatized by his sons. But something about Rosa's hopeful eyes made him agree. The next morning, Maya arrived, quiet, polite, with gentle eyes and a warm smile. The twins stared at her as if she were a new creature they hadn't yet decided to fear or conquer. Without hesitation, Maya knelt down to their level and asked, "What superpowers do you two have?" The question disarmed them instantly. No one had ever asked what they liked. Within 10 minutes, Maya had them sitting calmly, showing her their toys and drawings. Within 30 minutes, they were laughing with her. By lunchtime, they were following her around like two little ducklings. Rosa watched in disbelief. Oliver watched in awe. For the first time in years, the mansion felt like a home rather than a battlefield. Over the next few days, Maya worked magic Oliver couldn't comprehend. She discovered that Liam loved building things, while Leo loved storytelling, so she combined both, letting Liam build castles and spaceships while Leo invented adventures for them. She taught them to cook simple snacks, to clean up after playtime, to express their feelings when frustrated. When one of the boys threw a tantrum, Maya simply hugged him instead of shouting, whispering, "You're allowed to feel sad." Something softened in Oliver whenever he witnessed moments like this. He had spent thousands hiring professionals, but it was Maya, the daughter of his maid, who not only tamed the boys but understood their hearts. One evening, after the twins had fallen asleep on her lap, Oliver walked in and froze. Maya looked up apologetically, but he shook his head. "No," he whispered, "thank you for giving them what I couldn't." She smiled softly. They just needed someone to listen. Oliver realized then how desperately his sons needed warmth, something he had unknowingly pushed aside in his quest to provide materially. As weeks passed, the boys grew happier, calmer, and more confident. They woke up excited to see Maya, and every evening they proudly showed Oliver what they learned. But the biggest surprise came one night when the twins found an old family photo of Oliver, their mother, and themselves as babies. Instead of tearing it or tossing it aside like before, they asked Maya to help them frame it. When Oliver saw the framed picture placed neatly on his study table, his heart tightened. He understood instantly, Maya wasn't just keeping his sons safe. She was healing them. And somehow, she was healing him too. But the real turning point came during a corporate dinner, when Oliver had no choice but to bring the twins along. The event was formal, filled with influential business people. Oliver braced himself for chaos. Instead, the twins behaved gracefully, greeting guests politely, Maya's influence visible in every action. His colleagues whispered in shock, asking which professional nanny he had hired. Oliver simply smiled. That night, when they returned home, the twins wrapped their arms around Maya and said, "You're our favorite person in the world." Oliver felt tears sting his eyes. He knew then that she had given them something priceless: trust, stability, kindness. And as he watched his sons drift to sleep beside her on the couch, he made a quiet promise: he would support Rosa's family, ensure Maya's education, and keep her in their lives, not as an employee, but as family. Because sometimes, the people who change everything come from the places you least expect. And in his giant mansion, full of wealth but starved of love, Maya had brought back the one thing money could never buy: peace.